Welcome to the Fearful Fright series, where we will be reading with our favorite green ghoul, Grimmer. Now sit back and enjoy this twisted tale. Today our story is called The Heir of Thunder Part 2. The first person to see him thought he was a street performer. It was 3:12 a.m. on the east side of Briarfall City, the hour when neon signs buzz louder than traffic and the sidewalks belong only to delivery drivers, insomniacs, and things with nowhere left to go. The creature stood beneath a flickering pharmacy light, rain dripping from his stitched coat, a coat he had taken from a laundromat rack because it was the closest thing to clothing his mind understood. He watched reflections in a puddle, headlights bending across his face, turning scars into rivers of silver. People passed. No one truly looked. Until a taxi slowed. The driver leaned out the window. "Hey buddy, you filming something? Makeup's crazy realistic." The creature stared. Words gathered slowly, language was still assembling itself inside his mind like bones knitting together. "I am outside," he said carefully. The driver chuckled and drove off. The creature watched the car disappear. He didn't understand humor yet. Detective Mara Hale hadn't slept in 2 days. Elias Frankenstein's disappearance had been handed to her as a routine missing person case, reclusive scientist, no family nearby, probable mental break. But the lab photos weren't routine. Copper scoring on the floor. Melted wiring fused into concrete. Burn patterns climbing walls like branching veins. And the journal fragment they'd found tucked under a desk, half burned, but readable. The body lived. Mara stared at the last name on the report again. Frankenstein. She'd grown up hearing that name whispered in her grandmother's stories, always accompanied by the same warning. Our family's mistake wasn't making life. It was forgetting responsibility once it began. Quote. She hadn't believed any of it. Until now. The creature walked for hours. City lights fascinated him, artificial lightning trapped in glass. The noise overwhelmed him but he didn't retreat. His mind processed patterns, traffic cycles, pedestrian signals, doors that opened when people approached. A convenience store chimed as he entered. The cashier froze mid-scan. Store's closing. The creature looked at shelves, colors, labels, shapes meant for decisions he didn't yet understand. He picked up a candy bar. He studied the wrapper longer than necessary, then placed it gently back. "I require nothing," he said politely, and left. Outside, he watched a group of teenagers laughing as they filmed videos. Laughter. He didn't feel it, but he recognized its importance. Connection. He turned toward them, curious. They ran away screaming. Something tightened inside him, a new sensation. Not anger. But absence. It happened the 4th night. Industrial district. Closed factories. People who preferred darkness. 3 men spotted him walking under a broken streetlight. "Yo," said the tallest one, Leon Briggs. "Halloween's months away, man." The creature stopped. "I am not in disguise." The men laughed. "Okay, freak," another said, circling him. "Hand over whatever you got." "I possess no currency." Leon shoved him hard. The creature stumbled but didn't fall. His body registered the force, calculated it, learned it. A punch came next. His head snapped sideways. Skin split slightly along a seam, but no blood flowed the way Leon expected. They stopped laughing. "Man, what are you?" The creature answered honestly. "I am learning." Leon swung a metal pipe. It bent. Not much, just enough. Silence fell over the alley. The creature stared at the dent, then at the men. His voice changed. "You hurt without need," he said quietly. "Why?" Fear replaced bravado. Leon tried to run. The creature moved faster than intention. He didn't kill them. But the alley would be remembered, walls cracked, dumpsters overturned, and 3 men left conscious yet unable to explain how strength could feel like judgment. And for the first time, the creature understood retaliation. Reports started the next morning. Cars lifted from parking spaces. Streetlights torn from concrete. Gunshots fired, none effective. Security footage showing a towering figure moving through rain like a deliberate storm. The media named him within hours. The Frankenstein giant. People panicked. Police mobilized. And the creature reacted. Every siren felt like accusation. Every shouted order felt like rejection before understanding. When officers tried to corner him beneath an overpass, he pushed a patrol car aside, not in rage, but in escape. But escape caused chaos. Chaos caused fear. Fear caused pursuit. And pursuit slowly turned confusion into anger. Mara Hale finally found the warehouse coordinates buried in property archives. Inside, she discovered the full truth. The journals. Victor's handwriting. Elias's notes layered over it, improvements, empathy attempts, corrections. One line circled repeatedly. Intelligence without belonging becomes suffering. She closed the book slowly. He's not attacking, she murmured. He's responding. She checked the genealogy database she'd avoided her entire life. Elias Frankenstein, distant cousin. Which meant she was the only family he had left. The creature stood atop the riverfront bridge as helicopters circled. Lights blinded him, voices ordered him to kneel. He didn't understand kneeling. He understood isolation. Below, traffic was frozen in every direction, thousands watching from safe distances, phones raised. A bottle struck his shoulder. Someone threw it from the crowd. Then another. The creature looked down at the people, small, loud, frightened. He raised his arms. Not to attack. To make them stop. The bridge cables snapped instead. Metal screamed. The city gasped. Panic spread like fire. And that was the moment Mara stepped forward past police barricades. She walked alone onto the bridge. Officers shouted after her. She ignored them. The creature noticed her immediately, not because she was loud, but because she wasn't afraid. "You will fall," he said, concerned. "Probably," she replied calmly. "But you won't let me." He tilted his head. She opened the journal and held it up. "You know this." Recognition flickered across his face. "My beginning," he said. "And your family," she answered. "And mine." Silence stretched across the bridge wind. "You hurt," she continued softly. "Because you woke up alone." "I was assembled," he said. "But not welcomed." She nodded. "Elias tried to give you life. He forgot to give you a place in it." "Humans reject," the creature said. "Sometimes," she said gently. "Sometimes they just don't understand yet." Helicopters hovered. Snipers waited. The creature's hands clenched. "I break things when they fear me." Mara reached slowly into her coat. Police shouted. She ignored them again. She pulled out a small object. A wind-up music box toy, paint-chipped, ballerina crooked. "My grandmother gave me this," she said, setting it on the concrete and winding it. Soft music drifted into the night air. The creature froze. "Why this?" he asked. "Because this is what we make when we're not afraid. Not weapons. Not cages. Just something meant to exist and be shared." He crouched carefully, massive fingers hovering over the tiny spinning figure. "It has no purpose," he said. "It has every purpose," she replied. "It reminds us we're more than survival." The music played out. The city waited. The creature gently picked up the toy. For the first time, his expression softened. "I do not want to be the storm," he said quietly. "Then don't be," she answered. "Be the first of something better." Weeks later, the official report stated the incident ended without fatalities. The public was told the figure disappeared into the river. That was not true. Far outside the city, in a quiet research sanctuary funded quietly under humanitarian grants, a new project began. No restraints. No secrecy. Education. Language. Belonging. The creature learned to read children's books first, because Mara insisted understanding kindness mattered before knowledge. He kept the music box beside his bed. One evening he asked, "Why does the toy continue after winding ends?" "Momentum," she said. He considered this. "The spark continues," he murmured. She smiled faintly. "Yes," she said, "but now it knows why." He placed the music box by the window, watching sunrise reflect in its tiny mirror. For the first time since lightning filled his lungs, he did not feel assembled. He felt alive.